Peter Valley, FBAmaster.com here. You guys, I'm going to settle in this video a controversial subject. Swords have been drawn in battlefields over this contentious topic, and I'm going to settle it once and for all about what is the worst Amazon sales rank you should allow. In other words, what is the sales rank beyond which you should never purchase that inventory? Is it $1 million? Is it 5 million? Is it 10 million? I'm going to settle it once and for all in the books category. What I'm not going to do is go, to each his own, man. Just follow your feelings, bro. No, I'm actually giving you numbers. And by the way, it's not just one number. I'm actually giving you 3 numbers for 3 different types of seller. You might think that sounds weird. This will all make sense here in a second. Okay, here's what we're going to cover in this video. Number 1, the great sales rank debate. Number 2, what sales rank should you stay under for seller type number 1, then seller type number 2, and then lastly, seller type number 3. And yes, there are 3 different answers to this question. Okay, so the great sales rank debate. What's the worst sales rank you should accept? There are opinions, heated opinions. Again, guns have been drawn. There have been duels on Main Street, down by the old saloon, over this exact subject. And you'll hear so many opinions about this, like you should never list a book with a rank worse than 1 million. People feel very passionate about this. Or books ranked worse than 4 million, never sell. Never buy a book like that. Or sales rank doesn't matter. List everything that's worth money. Okay, all of these are wrong to one degree or another because it kind of depends. Don't worry, I'm gonna make this really simple. But we're gonna be answering this crucial question about sales rank in 3 parts. Number 1, I'm gonna give a specific answer about sales rank for Amazon sellers who are more experienced. I'm doing this in reverse order, by the way. More experienced. Number 2, I'm going to give a slightly different but still very specific answer for sellers who are newer but not super experienced. In other words, maybe like you're in the first 6 or 9 months of this business. And then lastly, and actually this is going to be the first one, a specific answer for Amazon sellers who are brand new, okay? So before we get into that, let's get this out of the way. My name is Peter Valley. I've been selling Amazon for 15 years. I do the website FBAmastery.com. I started out, this is painful to think about. I think I spent the first 2 or 3 years. I think it was 2 years. Amazon selling, thinking that a rank of 500,000 or worse was a book that you should never purchase. In other words, that was a sales rank, the sales rank that was so far out into the solar system that you should never purchase the book and will never sell. Because somebody told me that in the very beginning. I took it as gospel, and it turns out it was completely wrong. Okay, so spoiler alert, 500,000 is a good rank. A couple more quick things before we get into it. You can build a whole business off of what I give away for free at FBAmaster.com. You can get all the guides you see here, over 500 pages of material. FBAmaster.com, put a link below this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I actually just talked to Satan. Literally had a conversation with Satan. He told me specifically that he has a seat in hell that he has reserved for you if you do not subscribe to the YouTube channel immediately. You can avoid eternity in a fiery pit by subscribing to the FBA Master YouTube channel right now. Also have a reprice tool called NeuroPrice, 14-day free trial, neuroprice.io, link below this video. And lastly, I have an article version of this video, also at FBAmaster.com, also linking below. It goes a little bit more in depth than I'm able to in this video. So if you want to go deeper in the subject, hit the link, read the article. Okay, you guys, let's get into it. What sales rank should you stay under? Here is the rule for newer sellers. You're really, really new. In other words, maybe you have inventory listed for sale, but you haven't really gotten consistent sales yet. I want you to keep your sales rank to 1.5 million or better, meaning a lower number. So between 1 and 1.5 million. Now, why do I say 1.5 million when you're getting started? Okay, here's why. These are books. If you got a book that's ranked 1.5 million, that is selling at the worst, the least optimistic scenario, it's selling 2 to 3 times per month. Okay, so that means this inventory is turning over fairly quickly. So why am I applying this just to newer sellers? Well, when you're a newer seller, that's what you want. You want your inventory to turn over very, very quickly because maybe you don't have a lot of money to invest in inventory. So your money's tied up in inventory. You need to unlock it and convert it back into cash. You can roll into new inventory. Or it may just be that you haven't really convinced yourself this is a business for you yet. And you want to get momentum. The best way to get invested in a business is to get quick momentum. Once you see the sales start coming in, it becomes a drug. So if you're not at the point yet where sales are coming in, you need to get you only be buying inventory that's going to turn over quickly so you can get that high. And I want this for you because I want you to believe this business is actually a great business. It's a viable business. It's a business that works. I want you to get excited about the business when you're getting started. And that will happen when you sell inventory quickly, okay? So a rank of 1.5 million or better will ensure that most of your inventory sells within the first 30 days. Now, I want to be clear, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen for sure, but it should. Only if you stay on top of your repricing, number one, and only if your inventory doesn't have some massive defects that are causing Amazon buyers to not purchase it. In other words, if you got a textbook and it's ranked 1.4 million and it's got tons of highlighting, yeah, maybe it won't sell in the first month, but probably will, but maybe not, right? So things can happen. But again, realistically, you should sell all your inventory or most of it within the first month if you stay on top of your repricing. And your inventory is 1.5 million rank or better. Okay, so next answer to this question. Now we're getting to the second tier. This is the rule I'm going to give, the sales rank rule for moderately experienced Amazon sellers. So you're an Amazon seller who you've got inventory and maybe you're getting some sales. You are definitely getting some sales at this point. And maybe you've been selling for 3 months, 6 months, maybe 9 months, but you haven't really gotten to the point yet where you understand why certain books are selling and why other books aren't selling, or why certain books are valuable and other books are not valuable. So if you're still in the stage where you go to a bookstore and you're scanning every single book because you don't know how to tell the worthless books from the profitable books by just looking at them, if you're not at that stage yet and you're in that scan everything stage, this is definitely for you, okay? This is what I'm going to call you a moderately experienced seller. You want to keep your Amazon sales rank to 4 million or better. Okay, so let me explain this a little bit further. Then these are for sellers who don't need quick sales, right? You're past that stage, but you also haven't learned the most profitable book categories and how to spot valuable books. You should start to grasp these patterns after about 6 months or so. In other words, you've scanned enough books, you've gone through enough, inventory where you start to kind of patterns start to emerge. You're like, oh, I kind of understand now. Like niche nonfiction on small presses tends to be worth more than, Harlequin romance novels or something, right? Like you start to see these patterns emerge, okay? Now, the reason I'm saying 4 million or better at this stage is that if you say you got a book ranked 8 million, I personally can trust myself to buy a book ranked 8 million and get a sale and turn that book into profit. You should not be trusted yet, okay? The reason being, there are books ranked 8 million or 10 million or whatever, beyond 4 million, that possibly will never sell. An experienced seller can look at a book and know, okay, this is probably going to get a sale, or this one probably isn't. And it might not be that it never sells. It might be that it doesn't sell at the price that it's listed at right now. And that's something else that comes from experience. In other words, you can analyze keeper charts better, or you can just get a better sense as to this is actually a valuable book versus this book that's just by some random fluke happens to be selling for $50 right now, but won't be long-term. And also when you're more experienced, you just don't need quick sales, right? You can afford to sit on inventory for a year if you want to, right? Because you understand fees, long-term storage fees, like you've done, how the numbers work. When you're in that kind of 3 to 6 to 9 month range, you don't really understand this stuff yet, and so it's better to keep your ranks to 4 million or better. Does that make sense? And a sales rank of 4 million, if you're wondering, roughly, we don't really know, and it's not an exact science here, but roughly translates to a book selling about every 2 months. So again, it's not terrible, right? You're probably gonna get a sale in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? If you stay on top of your repricing. But they're not quick sellers. Okay, now we're getting to the rule for more experienced sellers. Some of you might know where I'm going with this. In fact, if you're an experienced seller, you know what I'm about to say. What is the sales rank strategy you should stay under if you're a more experienced seller? The answer is none. No rank. There should be no limits. You should be willing to purchase inventory that has no Amazon sales rank at all, meaning it's never sold a single copy on Amazon, because you have the experience that will inform your buying decision and have you eliminate books that are probably never going to sell or have no sales rank for a reason versus the ones that maybe never sold simply because there's no inventory, because they're so rare that no one's ever listed them for sale or some other reasons. But you'll be able to make those distinctions, okay? There is no such thing as a rank that is too bad if you have experience. In fact, I'm going to give you a test now. This is actually some next level stuff. For making it this far, I'm going to give you some course level material here. You ready? You should buy any book, no matter the rank, if it passes this 3-part test. You ready for this? This is the test how to tell a poorly ranked book that will sell versus one that won't sell. This is Jedi stuff. You ready? Question number 1. Is there a more recent edition of this book? Now, normally I would not recommend you pay attention to edition at all. But when you've got books that are ranked 7, 8, 10 million, this does matter. Okay, so you've got a book and it has the word edition in the title. If there's a more recent edition, maybe pass on that book. Okay, but if it clears this hurdle, move on to the next one. Is this book on a subject so niche there are unlikely to be many or any other books on this subject? Now, this is the most important question of all. If the answer is yes, this book is so niche, there are unlikely to be many or any other books on the subject in the world, buy that book no matter the rank. Okay. And again, being able to answer this question accurately will only come from Amazon book selling experience. So if you're newer, you are not qualified to answer this question, so you should not be watching this. Okay. Question number 3, is the book on an obsolete subject? So it might actually pass the first 2 tests. And the example I always use when talking about the subject is like a microwave repair guide from 1982. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I think microwave oven technologies have probably evolved, and probably a repair guide from 1982 is, we can just tell on its face, is an obsolete subject, and this is not a book we should acquire. Could be wrong. Maybe there's better examples, but point is the book on a subject that is obsolete? In other words, there's just no reason in this day and age for anyone to purchase this book. If a book passes all 3 of these, you've got a book that you should purchase no matter what the sales rank is. Okay. And again, if you're newer, don't even try to apply this test with any accuracy, because you will not be able to do it. Okay. This is for you experienced sellers. Okay. So we're not quite done yet. But again, let's recap. Newer sellers, 1.5 million or better. Moderately experienced sellers, 4 million or better. Experienced sellers, any sales rank, no matter what, if it passes the 3-part test. Okay, I've got a 4-part mission for you guys. Are you ready? Mission number 1, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can build a whole business off of what I give away for free, just solely off the stuff I give away for free on YouTube. And also, even more true, you can build a whole business off what I give for free at FBAmastery.com. All these guys you see here, hit the link below. Get all this stuff here. Also, if you got some momentum as an Amazon seller, you need a repricing tool. I build the best one out there. It's called NeuroPrice, 14-day free trial. First repricer with no blind spots. Only repricer that raises your prices more than any other repricer in the world. It's truly something different. NeuroPrice.io, 14-day free trial. Lastly, take what you learned in this video and go make money with it. Actually apply it to your business. Don't take notes on it. Actually start to follow what I taught you here. Don't just look at it as some video you watched and then you're moving on to the next thing. Okay. Apply it to your business, make money with it. This is Peter Valley signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.